What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. WWE News and Rumors for the week ending November 3rd, 2013. And like I always say, fuck those other guys. Fuck those other guys. This is your number one source for everything you need regarding the WWE. Now, before I get into the news, guys, if you have not seen my WWE 2K14 Let's Play, I'm doing a walkthrough of the 30 years of WrestleMania. Links are down below in the description. Go check that out. I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. Okay? Trust me. Anyway, we're going to start off with breaking news. Monday Night Raw was one confusing motherfucker. I'm telling you right now. I barely came up with a conclusion to give you guys in a review on Monday. But all the questions that were left after that show, I know you want answers, and I have them. I'm going to start off with breaking news. This week's Monday Night Raw just wasn't rewritten like usual, but long-term booking plans were changed and cut from the original plans. Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, their attack on CM Punk and Daniel Bryan was to push them away from their respective programs with Paul Heyman and Randy Orton, including knocking Daniel Bryan out of the WWE title picture. And get this, they didn't say completely. They said they're going to knock him out for now. These programs were blown off at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and WWE is moving forward. As long-term booking plans were changed, word from creatives that Kane handed Stephanie McMahon his mask and made his services available as a way to explain that he will not be going after the Wyatt family at this point in time. Bray Wyatt's line that the devil made him do it is scheduled to be none other than Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is going to be behind the beatings of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. This new direction is that Triple H can't handle the dirty work, so Vince is going to be handling it through the Wyatt family. Vince is currently scripted to have given Kane to his daughter to help because Triple H can't tie up the loose ends. This is a complete 180 from the plans previous weeks had been reporting that had Vince returning as a babyface with the Big Show and Triple H to face Daniel Bryan at the Survivor Series, and Punk's program right now is still undecided. WWE officials want the Survivor Series pay-per-view to once again feel like a big event. Big Show vs. Randy Orton for the WWE title, or Big Show vs. Triple H right now in singles action, will likely take place at this year's pay-per-view. At one point, Daniel Bryan vs. Triple H was being discussed for the Survivor Series, but that is right now off the table. Regarding CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, the Wyatt family are going to be feuding with both respective superstars. That was set up on Monday Night Raw. It's being described as not being a burial of Daniel Bryan or CM Punk's character, but Daniel Bryan is indeed out of the WWE title picture for the remainder of the year. The feud is being done strictly to elevate Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. A 4-on-4 match is being planned for the Survivor Series and the Wyatt family and one other superstar versus CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and two other superstars. That is huge information. What do I think about that? Let me break it down for you. Vince being named as the devil, it's typical. Okay? It's typical, but it works. Who else was it going to be? It was either going to be Triple H or it was going to be Vince McMahon. It's going to be Vince McMahon according to the sources. Okay? Vince is going to be the devil, and he's going to be doing Triple H's work for him because Triple H right now, everything's out of control. Triple H is very one-sided on what he's doing right now on Monday Night Raw. It's all about Randy Orton and the WWE Championship and who he sees as the face of the company. You know, he buried Daniel Bryan, you know, and he's fired Big Show. Big Show's running rampant all over Monday Night Raw. He has no respect for the rest of the superstars in the locker room. So Vince is going to be doing Triple H's work for him. Now, Vince is going to be coming back with the Wyatt family. There's no better person for the Wyatt family and Bray Wyatt himself to work with than Vince McMahon. Why? Because it's immediately going to catapult them into a main event scene. They're going to be spotlighted. They're going to be superstars. Their superstar run right now to the top is going to begin with Vince McMahon. There's no better person for them to work with. They have that sadistic attitude. Vince coming back as a sadistic motherfucker. It works. It works. And eventually, this is going to turn over into Vince feuding with Triple H because Vince is going to be doing Triple H's job. Obviously, Triple H is going to, feel some kind of way towards that. And all the rumors about Vince feuding with Triple H leading into WrestleMania, where Vince hires somebody on the outside to take on Triple H at WrestleMania, that's all going to come to a head at WrestleMania. So this works. This works. I like Vince being behind this. Now, I can't wait to see Vince on TV with the Wyatt family. I can't wait till Vince is, actually announced as being the devil himself. This is going to be very interesting TV. And the Wyatts, every time they're on TV, they always got your attention. Because Bray Wyatt, his character, and the way he portrays his character, and the way he's in sync with his character, it just commands your attention. So, like I said, Bray Wyatt teaming with Vince, or working with Vince, is a great idea. Now, as for Randy Orton versus Big Show for the WWE Championship at Survivor Series, I don't want it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't even want to think about it. It's not for me. Big Show does not belong in the WWE title picture. I don't give a shit who he's feuding with in this angle. He doesn't deserve a WWE Championship match. Now, I would prefer Triple H to fight Big Show, because obviously Triple H can still go in the ring. He's healthy. It makes more sense for Show to fight Triple H because that's who he's been after all these weeks. Why is he going to fight Randy Orton? What does he have against Randy Orton? Did Randy Orton fire him? No, it was Triple H who fired him. Randy Orton doesn't need to be in a WWE Championship match at Survivor Series. It's not crucial for him to defend the title at Survivor Series. Put him in a match. Put him in a 4-on-4 traditional Survivor Series match. Put him with the Wyatt family. For all I care. Put him with the Wyatt family. I don't want to see Big Show versus Randy Orton. I just don't. Because it's going to be stale and boring after 5 minutes. Easy. Show versus Triple H. Did you see the crowd reaction after Monday Night Raw with the Big Show and Triple H? Did you see it? Did you see it? That's what you need to see. That's where the money is. Because there's nothing on the line there. Show obviously needs his job back. Triple H versus Big Show with his job on the line. If he wins, he gets his job back. Simple as that. What does he have to do with Randy Orton? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's just my opinion on that. And obviously CM Punk and Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatt family at Survivor Series, it's going to be one fucking matchup, man. Absolutely fucking epic. Bray Wyatt, I've been telling you guys, you got to look out for him. You people telling me, oh, I'm sorry to tell you, JD, Bray Wyatt doesn't have it. He's mediocre. He's just not good. Really? You'll see how good he is. Who right now is portraying their character like Bray Wyatt on WWE TV? Nobody. Nobody. Every time you watch him, he commands your attention. You're not going to turn away when he's on the TV, are you? Why? Because he's doing his fucking job, and he's doing it great. Mix that with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, you got a fucking winning combination, man. That's going to be one hell of a fucking Survivor Series match. WWE wants Survivor Series to feel like a big event again. There you go. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatt family. You can't get any better than that. That's going to be fucking unbelievable. I hope it happens. Hopefully they pick and fill in the pieces here to this puzzle and team Daniel Bryan and CM Punk with deserving superstars. Hopefully the Wyatt family gets another deserving superstar on their team and we have an epic 4-on-4 match at Survivor Series. That's what I think about it. I like what I'm hearing. We have to see this all materialize on TV for me to actually get a sense for what it's going to look like and what it's going to feel like. Right now, it's just all words. I'm just bringing you guys what I read today, and hopefully this all materializes into something very special leading into Survivor Series. Let me know what you guys think about Vince being the devil in this program with Bray Wyatt and Triple H. Luke Harper was reportedly the butt of a lot of backstage jokes amongst his peers at Monday Night Raw on Monday after botching the Kane body slam spot at Hell in a Cell. I don't know if you guys caught that, but it was a very embarrassing spot. There was some concern that he would get heat from officials, but nothing has been reported as of yet. Also, Goldust received major praise backstage for his work in the Tag Team Championship match at Hell in a Cell, which is probably the best match of the night on that pay-per-view. Everyone in that match was put over heavily, but no one to the extent of Goldust, who is seen as working on an entirely different level right now. Goldust is amazing right now. His comeback is something to behold. He's been doing DDP yoga. He's not drinking anymore. He was a big alcoholic. He was into drugs. He quit all that. He's been going to the gym every day of the week. He's been doing DDP yoga. He looks phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And I'm so glad he's back. I've always enjoyed Goldust work. Even when he first came into the WWE and he was so out there and pushing the envelope. I liked that. That was something different. You know? He doesn't do that much anymore. He wears the gold costume and the gold face paint, but when he gets in that ring, he's all fucking business. And he's one hell of a fucking athlete. And right now, he's performing better than most of the roster. Most of the roster, week in and week out. He's tag team champion with Cody Rhodes. He's rebuilding that division. You know, there's a feud looming right now with the Real Americans. The Real Americans, I want to mention this, and I didn't mention this on Monday Night Raw. I hated the idea of Cesaro and Jack Swagger together. Right now, I'm all for it. They make an excellent tag team. They go together perfectly. Cesaro and Swagger make a great team. A feud between them and the Rhodes family is going to be something great. Then you got the Shield. Then you got the Usos. You got the Primetime Players. You got 4 or 5 solid tag teams right there. WWE has a nice little tag team division going if they keep it up. Add 2 more teams in there. Bring up the Ascension from NXT. You got yourselves a division, motherfucker. Really. So hopefully that takes place and that gets going into 2014. But Goldust, on an entirely different level, you're damn right. I'm glad he's back. I hope he stays back. I love his in-ring work, and I look forward to seeing Goldust every week on Monday Night Raw. Dialogue remains open between WWE and Bill Goldberg regarding a potential return to the ring at WrestleMania 30. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna predict Goldberg is going to be at WrestleMania 30. Vince wants Goldberg. The fact that Goldberg is listening, even though he has all these problems with WWE, and he's been very outspoken in the past, I predict Goldberg is going to be at WrestleMania 30. That's just me. Rob Van Dam has been contacted again by WWE officials over the weekend about him returning to the company. They want him back and are trying to get a new deal in place, but there's a feeling that RVD wants to take just a little bit more time off before returning. Now, RVD doesn't need to come back right now. He just doesn't. I mean, why do you need RVD back so soon? I don't understand it. You know, WWE has Damien Sandow. They have John Cena and Alberto Del Rio right now in the World Heavyweight Championship picture. You're going to throw RVD in there eventually back again, right? But if WWE sticks to their cards and builds up Damien Sandow, which they should be doing right now, everything will be fine for the World Heavyweight Championship. Obviously, you still need some more contenders for that division, but RVD right now necessarily doesn't fit into any of these ideas and plans. Let him take the time off. You don't want to overwork him. You want to keep his interest. Work on his level, okay? Work with him on his time. He'll be back. Royal Rumble's just around the corner. He'll be back. You know, there's no rush for having RVD back on the roster. It just doesn't make any sense. This is an interesting story regarding WWE Creative, if you guys want to know what's going on creatively and why everything's just being fucking thrown all over the place. In a story that WWE is trying to keep very quiet, Vince McMahon has taken back over his position as head of creative, replacing Stephanie McMahon. While Stephanie is still listed as the executive vice president of creative, Vince has taken back a lot of the power that was given to Stephanie several years ago. Word is that this was done in part because Stephanie is being busy raising her family and now being back on WWE TV as a regular character. It's kind of clashing with her family life right now. Stephanie was reportedly just fine with Vince assisting more to help relieve some of the stress. However, it's said that the rest of the WWE creative team isn't as happy about the change. The feeling from a source close to creative is that Vince is rearranging the shows more than ever before and no longer has to show difference to Stephanie McMahon. The reason WWE is trying to keep the story quiet is that they don't want to change the paint. They don't want to paint Stephanie McMahon in a negative light. It's possible that WWE never mentions this to the public, and possible Stephanie could remain with her title as Executive Vice President of Creative, but make no mistake about it, Vince is once again the head of creative. On a related note, word is that the suspension of Michael P.S. Hayes has played a part in Vince feeling he needed to take a larger role in creative. Now, I've said this many, many times in the past. Rewriting shows at the last minute, over and over and over again, without a solid, concrete idea. One script, and that's it, going forward. It shows on WWE TV. It shows the rush job. It shows the lack of creativity. It just shows that they have no concrete ideas going forward, and everything's written the last minute. It shows on TV. It comes that way off TV, and I can see it, and if I can see it, I'm sure you guys can see it. I don't like Vince being head of creative. I just don't. I respect Vince to the highest. He's an influence when it comes to business. The way you run a business, he's definitely an influence to a lot of people, not only me. But Vince right now, to me, his head is not for the best of the product. He's not in tune with the fans. Triple H is in tune with the fans. Triple H knows what the fans want. You know? Stephanie's been doing a decent job. Stephanie's always done a decent job with creative. You know? But Vince right now, you're not going to get it past Vince. Vince is going to do what he wants regardless. It's his product. You know? If Vince wants something to happen, he's going to write it into the show. And nobody on creative can do anything about it. It's like they don't even have a fucking job. Why sit there in the creative board meetings if Vince is going to do this and do that and do whatever he wants and it's going to be on TV? What good am I on WWE Creative is what I'd be thinking. But right now, Vince is head of creative, and that's a story that was leaked earlier this week as well. So Stephanie is still going to be around, but Vince right now is taking over the position and writing most of the shows and storylines going forward. All you guys have been asking me, JD, have you seen the hints being dropped at a possible Shield breakup? Well, I got news on that. As seen on Monday Night Raw, WWE did subtle teases for a Roman Reigns babyface turn. It's going to happen, but probably not for the next several months. The long-term idea is that Reigns splits off as a big babyface, and with a new feud with the Wyatt family versus CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, that is the first step going forward, making the Wyatts the new six-man main event unit. You can kind of see the Shield being downscaled a little bit. I mean, they're still going to be there, but it's really for the best. Obviously, we all want to see Ambrose as a singles guy. We all want to see Rollins as a singles guy. Roman Reigns is going to be a fucking beast as a singles guy. I don't know necessarily about him being a babyface, but it's going to happen, and it's going to happen soon. And the Wyatts are going to be the new three-man group in town that everyone's going to be afraid of. Damien Sandow received praise backstage at Monday Night Raw on Monday for his match with World Heavyweight Champion John Cena. Vince made the decision to have Sandow cash in on Raw to simply help with the ratings with major competition from MLB and NFL. I don't know if that was a smart decision because Monday Night Raw's ratings were only at 2.98. They didn't even get above a 3, so you wasted Damien Sandow's Money in the Bank cash in. It was certainly exciting, but he did receive praise for it. And I read the SmackDown spoilers. It looks like he's going to remain in a feud with John Cena. So hopefully things work out for Damien Sandow. I'm not going to spoil anything regarding SmackDown on Friday, but Damien Sandow is still in the mix with John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm glad about that. Hopefully they build up Damien Sandow into a main eventer. I don't want to see him downscaled because of this. I really don't. It was a mistake, I think. I think Sandow should have won the World Heavyweight Championship from Cena. He would have got a major rub from that. They could have booked a rematch at Survivor Series taking place in Massachusetts. They could have had him beat John Cena there. There's a lot of things that the WWE could have did, but they didn't do it. And John Cena is still the World Heavyweight Champion. But Damien Sandow right now is high on Vince McMahon's list, so hopefully he remains in the main event scene. NXT star Xavier Woods. I'm not familiar with him. If you guys know who he is, let me know down in the comments. I don't really watch NXT, and I haven't seen Xavier Woods yet. But NXT star Xavier Woods is scheduled to become a regular on WWE TV soon. WWE dropped the Big Show petition angle he was involved in, so they're waiting for a new storyline reason to have Woods debut. As noted already through multiple sources, WWE sees Woods as a great PR representative for the company because of his educational background. Triple H was also asked about Matt Morgan, the blueprint from TNA. People asked about Matt Morgan possibly being hired Triple H's response is that they are spending millions of dollars on the new performance center, so their focus is on developing younger guys on their own to bring in as opposed to experienced older guys. Obviously, if it was a bigger name, there could be an exception made, but that is WWE's mentality in most cases going forward. If I was Triple H, I'd get the checkbook out and I would bring Matt Morgan in. Simple as that. I don't even need to fucking talk about it anymore. You know, I understand them building a new performance center. I know they're developing younger guys, but you're not going to be seeing these guys. You're not going to be seeing these guys for years. Sign Matt Morgan. Where else is he going to go? He's not going to go to Japan. He's not going to go to Ring of Honor. He wants to earn the top dollar. And I think Matt Morgan deserves to be on the WWE roster. I'm sure, you know, that's the problem with WWE. You know, they look at TNA as like minor league. You know, they got some guys over there that could easily headline a WWE pay-per-view. I don't understand that. Matt Morgan, I would love to see in the WWE. You know, if I was Triple H, I'd sign him. But that's what Triple H's answer was to that question. I don't totally agree with that. I mean, I'm all for developing younger guys and having your own talent, you know. But obviously, if there's a massive free agent out there in a name like Matt Morgan, you want to bring him in. That's just the way I would work it. As you can imagine, most of the WWE talents hate segments like the ones on Monday Night Raw where they all have to stand on stage and get lectured by Triple H. Nobody can or does say anything about it. The feeling is that everyone on stage that has to stand there and do nothing while being insulted, particularly if you're a babyface, comes across as a prelim level guy. I would feel the same way, and obviously nobody's going to speak up against Triple H because it's all for the best of the business. That's why. WWE did what they did on Monday Night Raw is described as a reset on storylines with Monday Night Raw. Vince was making changes to the scripts, like I already mentioned. They were being rewritten as late as 3 to 4 p.m. on Monday afternoon. You can't have that happen if the show goes live at 8 p.m. You just can't have it happen. As noted, original plans had Vince McMahon returning to get involved with Big Show, but as they were rewriting the scripts on Monday, Vince was written out of the storyline. For now. But right now, rumors has it that he's going to be named as the devil that Bray Wyatt speaks of. Word coming out of Monday Night Raw is that Shawn Michaels is finished in storylines until he is needed again with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan putting the yes lock on Shawn was Bryan getting revenge and ending the angle. There has been no talk at all about HBK coming out of retirement to wrestle another match. But, for what it's worth, there are still many people within WWE that believe Shawn Michaels will wrestle one more match. They insist that despite Shawn and others denying it, something is going on regarding a return down the road. I honestly think HBK is coming back. I just have a feeling. And obviously nobody's going to let the cat out of the bag yet. Why would he say anything? You know, he's not going to say anything. But I honestly do believe Shawn Michaels will be back for one more match. Whether it's against Daniel Bryan, whether it's against Triple H, he'll be back in one more match. And it's going to take place at WrestleMania 30. Believe me. Plans last week called for CM Punk versus Paul Heyman to feud and continue until December as of this year. But plans changed over the weekend and they ended the feud at Hell in a Cell. Heyman was backstage on Monday's Raw, but the impression was given that his alliance with Ryback is finished. We noted that Ryback may be pulled from Heyman because of heat Ryback has from WWE officials. Heyman will not be back on WWE TV until Brock Lesnar returns. Now, as for Ryback and the future of Ryback, he has heat on him for several different things. For one, officials feel he hasn't really developed well in the ring like they were hoping. There's a feeling that Ryback has actually regressed in the ring. He's gotten worse. He also has heat on him from roughing up several different talents, most recently CM Punk. Officials also feel that Ryback doesn't present himself well when making appearances for the company. WWE has gotten feedback on several appearances he's made over the past few months where people said he did not look happy to be there, and this began before they even turned him heel. One source described Ryback as seeming to be annoyed by making public appearances. It said that the bloom is off the rose with Ryback until he turns things around. Vince has lost so much faith in Ryback that he may be removed from Paul Heyman's stable and Paul Heyman can move forward. That's a shame for Ryback. That's the news I got on Ryback. I mean, I really have no opinion on this whatsoever. You can honestly see it with your own eyes. Ryback is just not getting it done in storylines. He's not getting it done in the ring. And WWE is partially to blame for this. They ruined everything. They ruined the Ryback character before it even got started. They thrusted him into a WWE Championship match against CM Punk, and that was the downfall. You made him lose 7 or 8 pay-per-views in a row. You know, you had him fucking speak. He should have just came out, kicked ass, and went back to the locker room. He should have never uttered a fucking word. You know, if you wanted to fucking give him a manager or a mouthpiece, that's the way you should have went with him. But right now, Ryback, his character's fucked. There's no coming back from what Ryback is going through right now. Nobody's going to take him seriously ever again. It's over. You know, it's over for Ryback. Hulk Hogan, who is celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Hogan's Beach Shop in Florida this weekend, still has not signed a deal with TNA and is starting to put out feelers to see what major bookings he can get. The past week, Hogan has been signed to appear at the Big Event Convention on November 9th in Flushing, New York. Hogan is reportedly training for a return to the ring with the idea that if WWE offers him something, he will be ready to go. Hogan has been training like a madman with hopes of getting back in the ring for WWE. There's actually rumors going around that Hogan is interested in one more match with John Cena. How likely that is, I don't know, but all I can tell you is this. If Hogan does fight Cena, it will be more entertaining than Rock versus John Cena, I'm telling you right now. WWE pay-per-view schedule. This is actually interesting. 2014, the pay-per-view dates recently being released. It appears that WWE will be dropping either Battleground or Hell in a Cell 2014, like I already fucking told you guys. Battleground will see not even fucking a second year, and Hell in a Cell they should just get rid of completely because it's a waste of a fucking pay-per-view. They will run 13 pay-per-views. However, they are going to add a second pay-per-view to June, bringing back Bash at the Beach. There's also talk that next year's October pay-per-view may feature a War Games type match, something fans have been wanting for a very long time. The only potential hang-up is that Survivor Series usually features 4-on-4 matches, and it would be odd to do a 4-on-4 in October and in November. Now, what I would do here for October, fuck War Games. I don't want to see War Games at all. Bring back Halloween Havoc. Bring back Halloween Havoc and build the prestige up for that pay-per-view once again. I loved the old set of Halloween Havoc back in WCW. I loved it. I love the theme. I love that. I love the name of the pay-per-view. We don't need War Games. War Games could be fun, but we have Survivor Series. We don't need that. Bring back King of the Ring in June. Forget Bash at the Beach, and bring back Halloween Havoc in October. That's the way I'd do it if I was in charge. King of the Ring. Do you know how great a King of the Ring would be? Do you know how many superstars you could build up on a yearly basis by just having them win King of the Ring in one night? And I'm talking about bring back the fucking entire tournament for one night. 8 men, one night only, crown one king. 15-minute time limit in the first round. 30-minute time limit in the second round. If you make it to the fucking final round, 60-minute time limit. Chronicle the 1993 King of the Ring, where Bret Hart won. Excellent pay-per-view. One of my favorites of all time. Bring it back. If you're wondering about all the recent incidences where it appears TNA will do something on their TV program and then WWE will immediately turn around and do the same thing on their program the next week, it's not by coincidence. As much as Vince McMahon claims he doesn't think anyone or anything about TNA and doesn't consider them competition, that's not the case at all. And creative on both sides watch the other side's programming. We knew that. Vince is very hard-headed, and I figured he would be that way. Obviously, he watches TNA. Obviously, he knows what's going on in his main competition. Why wouldn't he? He's a businessman. Obviously, he has all eyes on his competition. And if he doesn't have his eyes on the competition, I'm sure he has several others doing the work for him. And finally, guys, word coming out of Raw this past week is that there was a wellness policy test going around, and that was conducted. And the rumor going around right now is that there were some positive tests. Whether or not a suspension is announced is another issue, as talents can clear positive tests with valid prescriptions from doctors. Additionally, word is that a number of talents were called in for meetings with Triple H, but the details of these meetings were not disclosed. You could assume the meetings had to do with a wellness test, but that's just mere speculation at the moment. And that's news and rumors, guys. This week I had a ton of news for you, including the blockbuster announcement and the rumors going around about the main storylines and why the Wyatt family attacked Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, and Vince McMahon being named as the devil in all this. So let me know what you guys think about this week's top stories down below in the comments. Like, favorite, share. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Thank you for all the support recently on all my WWE stuff. I greatly appreciate it, guys. I got the best fucking subscribers in the world. I appreciate everything you guys do and say for me. I love all the support. I'm going to continue doing what I do going into 2014. All right? So, Monday Night Raw, guys, I'll be back for my review on Tuesday. Hopefully YouTube doesn't fuck me up this week, but I'll try and be back Tuesday morning with the review. If not, it'll definitely be up sometime Tuesday. But that's it, guys. I will talk to you all next week for the Raw review. Take care, and I'll talk to you all later.